So what we require, first we require for any statistical down scaling, हमें चाहिए predictors. तो और predictant क्या है? climatic variables which we want to project, जो हमें project करना है वो, they are predictant and predictors are set of climatic variables जो हमें GCMs provide करता है. तो they are very large set, generally 26 predictors होते हैं. और साथ में चाहिए हमें NCEP रीस्केल्ड प्रेडिक्टर्स, क्योंकि हमें क्या करना है, आपको इसका एक रिलेशनशिप डेवलप करना है. तो रिलेशनशिप हमें ये डेवलप करना है कि जो हमें NCEP के रीस्केल प्रेडिक्टर्स हैं, जो एक सेट है 26 वेरिएबल्स का, और हमारा जैसे हमें सूरत का ही समझ लीजिए कि हमें टेम्परेचर को प्रोजेक्ट करना है. हमें प्रोजेक्ट करना है कि सूरत का जो टेम्परेचर है 2081 से 99 तक क्या रहेगा, कैसी क्या सीरीज में रहेगा. तो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा कि हमें पास्ट मींस 1961 से 2003 के 90 NCEP के रीस्केल प्रेडिक्टर्स फॉर ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड आर अवेलेबल. आप SDSM की साइट्स पे जाएंगे, वहां पे आपको मिल जाएंगे. तो उनमें से कौन से प्रेडिक्टर्स के साथ हमारा जो जिस प्लेस पे हमें चाहिए उसके टेम्परेचर या प्रेसिपिटेशन से अच्छा रिलेशंस डेवलप होगा. फिर हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें चाहिए वो GCMs का डाटा, वो 2001 से 99 तक का मिल जाता है. तो अगर हमें 2001 से हमें 2081 से 99 को प्रोजेक्ट करना है, तो हमें उन GCMs के डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्शंस, क्योंकि GCMs में भी एक प्रोजेक्शंस नहीं है, GCMs के भी डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्शंस होते हैं, एंड दे आर कॉल्ड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव कंसंट्रेशन पाथवेज, RCPs. आप लोग अगर जिन लोगों ने भी थोड़ा सा क्लाइमेट चेंज में वर्क किया है तो दे नो दैट RCPs आर देयर. तो RCPs मींस इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दैट RCP 2.5 मींस जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है उसका कंसंट्रेशन एट द एंड ऑफ दिस सेंचुरी 2.5 उसका यूनिट है, उस यूनिट तक पहुंच जाएगा. तो ऐसे डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्शंस डेवलप किए हैं. RCP 2.5, RCP 2.6, RCP 4.5, RCP 8.5 मींस जैसा इकोनॉमिक और इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट है उस हिसाब से आपके प्रोजेक्शंस दिए हुए हैं डिफरेंट GCMs द्वारा. So you can download this statistical downscaling model, decision centric software. So when you download it, that sites and install in your computer, you will get a screen like this. So in that screen, these are different tabs are there. You can change that settings. So some settings are there, and that whole downscaling process that is completed in all these 7 steps. So you have to follow these steps. So first step is quality control. So for quality control and data transformation. So in that you can transform your data. At the same time, you can see that quality of your data. Is there any missing? If some missing is there, it will show that these data in the positions are missing. So if you are going to project your temperature or minimum temperature or maximum temperature, whatever it may be. So if you are going to project maximum temperature of Surat for 2081 to 99, so first we require that we have 1961 to 2003 or sometimes 181 to 2003. So whatever data we are having, but it should have at least some 20 to 30 years data should be there. So that data we can take into that software. So simple, either you can take from that Excel sheets or that from the notepad. You can transfer this data to that in software. You can check quality. Then another important thing in that you have to select predictors. And I have already told there are 26 set of predictors are there. 26 predictors are there. So we cannot use all these data for developing relationship. So what that statistical downscaling do? It develop that sometimes multilinear relationship with SDSM between predictors and predictants. So we have to select what two or three suitable predictors which can be used for developing this relationship. So for this, we can use that procedure. So first step is quality check. Second step is selection of predictor. As we are having 26 predictor, we have to select 2-3 predictors only. All the that literature that it is given that normally 3 to 4 predictors are sufficient to develop relationship. But for this, we have to know that knowledge of atmospheric process. And number of techniques are there. I just mention here that one technique that is called percentage reduction technique. So in this percentage of reduction technique, first we determine coefficient of correlationship between predictant. Predictant means if we are projecting maximum temperature, so maximum temperature is our predictant, and predictors, so all these NCP 26 predictors, so they are predictors. So we develop first correlation coefficient between all these 26 predictors with predictant, and that predictors which is giving highest correlation coefficient, it is called super predictor. So we will consider this predictors for developing relationship. Then we we select all 26, we select 9 to 10 predictors. Then all the remaining 16 predictors we leave. So then we require percentage reduction. Percentage reduction is that PR minus R divided by R. So PR means partial correlation coefficient. So partial correlation coefficient with all these 9 predictors which is remaining with that super predictor and our predictant, and correlation coefficient of all these 9 predictors with that our predictant. So with that we require percentage reduction for all these remaining 9 predictors. So first we select super predictor. This is the procedure. First, we predict super predictor for using that correlation coefficient. The predictors which are having highest correlation coefficient, so that is called super predictor. Then for remaining 9, we leave all these 16 which are having lowest correlation coefficient with predictant. So for remaining 9, we compute percentage reduction, and which is having lowest percentage reduction, that is called second super predictor. Similarly, now with that second predictor, we will determine third or fourth predictor. So once this predictors we have selected, then we go for that calibration and validation. That calibration and validation we can do in SDSM. That selection of predictors, either you can use SDSM also. There is also number of techniques are there. You can see that histogram and reduction also there also, but you can do this outside also. So after selecting suitable set of predictors, then we go for calibration and validation in SDSM. So here I suggest that we can use that k-fold cross validation. So in that k-fold cross validation technique, 1 minus k divided k part is used for calibration and 1 by k part of validation. So if I am using threefold cross validation, it means 1/3 part is for validation and 2/3 part for calibration. So we are having series from if we are having 1961 to 2003 for predictant and selected predictors, जो 3 और 4 predictors जो हम लोगों ने select किए हैं, उनको हम SDSM में ले जाएंगे. वहां पे हम ऑप्शन देंगे कि ये के फोल्ड 3 फोल्ड में हमें कैलिब्रेशन करना है. देन we will say that which type of relations develop करना है, either monthly or seasonal or annual relation. So you have to do some that trial and error exercise. Which model is best during calibration at the same time validation. तो वो मॉडल हमें फिर फाइनली सेलेक्ट करना है प्रोजेक्ट पर. तो वंस दैट मॉडल इज कैलिब्रेटेड एंड वैलिडेटेड, तो कैलिब्रेशन वैलिडेशन में हम क्या करते हैं कि हमने कैलिब्रेट किया, उस सीरीज को हम बाहर एक्सेल में या किसी दूसरे सॉफ्टवेयर में लेके जाएंगे और फिर हम उसको जस्ट फर्स्ट भी प्लॉट करके देखेंगे कि हमारे जो ऑब्जर्व्ड है उससे कैसे मैच कर रहा है. समटाइम्स वी यूज दैट नास-सटक्लिफ एफिशिएंसी और रूट मीन स्क्वायर एरर, कि कैसे मैच हो रहा है. और जो भी हमारे क्लाइमेटिक वेरिएबल्स हैं लाइक टेम्परेचर और आपका रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी, विंड स्पीड, सनशाइन आवर्स, इवोपरेशन, ये अनकंडीशनल अप्रोच से हम इसको रिलेशनशिप डेवलप करते हैं. बट जो रेनफॉल है इसको कंडीशनल अप्रोच में हमें स्टैटिस्टिकली मॉडल करना होता है. कंडीशनल क्यों करना पड़ता है कि जो रेनफॉल है ये खाली उन वेरिएबल्स पे ही डिपेंड नहीं है, ये और भी कई चीजों पे डिपेंड करती है. हमें ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि प्रीवियस डे रेनफॉल कैसा था, उसी बेसिस पे भी हमारा रेनफॉल चलता है. तो ये कंडीशनल अप्रोच आपको यूज करना है रेनफॉल के लिए, एंड अनकंडीशनल मल्टीमीडियन रिलेशनशिप हम डेवलप करेंगे अदर क्लाइमेटिक पैरामीटर्स के लिए. तो वहां पे एसडीएसएम्स में ऑप्शंस हैं, आपको उस ऑप्शंस को टिक करना है कि ये अनकंडीशनल में हम डेवलप करना है कि कंडीशनल में करना है. आपको वहां पे टिक करना है कि हमें मंथली डेवलप करना है रिलेशनशिप, कि हमें सीजनल करना है. इस टाइप से आपको रिलेशनशिप डेवलप करना है. जब आपने रिलेशनशिप डेवलप कर लिया तो फिर आपको उन डेवलप रिलेशनशिप के साथ, जैसे हमारे पास 1961 से 2003 है, तो हम 2000 पार्ट को लेके हम कैलिब्रेट करेंगे और बचे हुए पार्ट से हम वैलिडेट करके देखेंगे कि हमारा मॉडल सही काम कर रहा है कि नहीं. इसके बाद हम इस डाटा का अनसर्टेनिटी चेक भी करेंगे कि जो हमने सीरीज डेवलप करी है वो बहुत ज्यादा, जो ऑब्जर्व्ड है उससे बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंट तो नहीं है जो जीसीएम से अगर हम उससे निकालते हैं. तो जब हमारा एक बार अनसर्टेनिटी चेक हो गया, इसके लिए जनरली आप विल्कॉक्सन टेस्ट है वो हम यूज करते हैं, आपको मिल जाएगा लिटरेचर में. तब फिर हम फ्यूचर जो डाटा है, फ्यूचर जीसीएम्स के डाटा, उस डाटा के साथ हमारे अपने ये डाटा देके हम इस अपने जो डेवलप्ड मॉडल है उससे हम फ्यूचर क्लाइमेटिक सीरीज प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं. और इन प्रोजेक्ट डाटा से हम फिर अपने जो बेस पीरियड का डाटा है उससे कंपेयर करके देख सकते हैं कि हमारा जो प्रोजेक्टेड सिनेरियो है वो कैसे चेंज हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, टेम्परेचर है बढ़ रहा है या प्रेसिपिटेशन है या रेनफॉल है वो घट रही है या बढ़ रही है, कैसे हो रही है, वो हम अपना स्टेप 7 में हम उसको चेक कर सकते हैं. तो दिस इज हाउ दैट स्टैटिस्टिकल डाउन स्केलिंग वर्क्स. Now I show you one example where we have downscaled climate variables. So here it is one that reservoir system. It is Tandula complex.
Question and answer session.
That Tandula complex system जहाँ पे कि हमने टेम्परेचर और प्रेसिपिटेशन को प्रोजेक्ट किया था. तो यहाँ पे 3 रिजर्वायर्स हैं, तांदुला, गोंदली एंड खरखरा. ये हमारे इनके सबकी अपनी अपनी कमांड्स हैं. एट द सेम टाइम्स ये भिलाई स्टील प्लांट आप लोगों ने नाम सुना होगा, उसको भी ये वाटर सप्लाई करते हैं. दिस इज लोकेशन मैप. यहाँ पे आप देखिए ये एक रेनगेज स्टेशन है, ये भानपुरा दूसरा है, ये चामरा, देन गोंदली एंड बालोद, और ये 3 रिजर्वायर्स हैं. So, अब इसके लिए हमने डाटा क्या क्या यूज किए ये देखिए, ये आपको इसलिए इम्पोर्टेंट रहेगा. तो आप देखिए ये जो 26 क्लाइमेट के जो वेरिएबल्स हैं, जो प्रिडिक्टर्स हैं, ये हमें एनसीईपी के भी मिलते हैं और ये हमें जीसीएम से भी मिलते हैं। तो एनसीईपी रीस्केल्ड 1961 से 2003 के आप डाउनलोड कर लेंगे और 2001 से 2100 के आपके, जैसे यहाँ पे ये लिखा हुआ है आपका सीजीसीएम, ये कनाडियन जीसीएम है, उसका A1B और A2 सिनेरियो। दूसरा है आपका कैन ईसीएम, ये भी कनाडियन है, आरसीपी 2.6, 4.5 एंड 8.5। और हेड सीएम, ये हेडली रिसर्च सेंटर का सीएम है, जीसीएम है, उसमें A2B2। तो ये सारे ये आपको मिलेंगे। अब आप देखिए इसमें हमें चाहिए टेम्परेचर, मगर यहाँ पे मिल रहा है हमें मेन सी लेवल ब्रीज प्रेशर, मेन सी लेवल टेम्परेचर, सरफेस, जियोपोटेंशियल हाइट्स, डिफरेंट हाइट्स पे, स्पेसिफिक ह्यूमिडिटी, नियर सरफेस, विंड डायरेक्शन। मगर हमें चूंकि चाहिए टेम्परेचर, तो हम इनका और टेम्परेचर के बीच में रिलेशनशिप डेवलप करें। तो जब हमने इन डाटा को एसडीएसएम सॉफ्टवेयर में लेके गए, उसमें हमने कैलिब्रेट किया सारे टेम्परेचर और उसके लिए टेम्परेचर, मिनिमम टेम्परेचर, मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर, रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी, विंड स्पीड एंड रेनफॉल फॉर दैट 4 रेन गेज स्टेशंस। तो इस टाइप का हमें फिर रिजल्ट्स मिला। कैलिब्रेशन में आप देखिए कि जो मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर है वो बहुत अच्छे से मैच किया। वैलिडेशन में थोड़ा सा वेरिएशन आया। सिमिलरली आप इवोपरेशन में देखिए इस टाइप का मैच हुआ। कैलिब्रेशन में, कैलिब्रेशन के लिए आप यहाँ पे देखिए ये 71 से 90 तक के लिए कैलिब्रेट किया और 91 से 2003 के लिए ये हमने इसको वैलिडेट किया। एंड यू कैन सी दी रिजल्ट्स कि इस टाइप से कैलिब्रेशन का रिजल्ट आता है। एंड दिस कैलिब्रेशन एंड वैलिडेशन जो ग्राफ्स हैं, दे आर आउटपुट ऑफ एसडीएसएम। ये हमें आउटपुट एसडीएसएम से ही। ये आपका मिनिमम टेम्परेचर के लिए है जो कैलिब्रेशन में आया। यहाँ पे भी 1971 से 90 एंड 91 से 2003 के लिए इस टाइप से कैलिब्रेशन एंड वैलिडेशन में। फिर हमने जो सीरीज आई उसको हम बाहर ले जाके आपका कैलिब्रेशन एंड वैलिडेशन जब किया उन सीरीज से, तो ये देखिए आपका ये कोफिशिएंट ऑफ कोरिलेशन, एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर, root mean square error, and efficiency and biases. So we can see here that efficiency is very good, pretty high, 98.5%. At the same time, it is 99.8 during validation. Similarly, here आपको efficiency 93, 82. So these are the very good efficiency. So in general, what happens in that statistical downscaling and any other downscaling also, we can we can get very good match for climatic variables, but for rainfall definitely it is not that easy. So you can see here when we project it for 3 future projected periods, 2020 to 35, 2046 to 64, and 81 to 91. So you can see here, these are useful for water resource managers or policymakers. Here we can see that now temperature in different months will increase like this. This will be the range. Minimum maximum temperature, which is in June, during the base period, means 1971 to 2014, it is about 39 degrees centigrade average. It will increase to 40 to 42 or 43 degrees centigrade. So now we have to think that if this will be the range, what will be the adaptation policies we have to follow? How our demand will change? How our supply will change? What we have to do? Similarly, you can see that 2081 and 99 also. These are much higher. Temperature may reach to 50 degrees centigrade also. Some projections have told that it may reach up to 50 degree. And here, this one, it is telling that it may reach to 51. So these are the results we can get with the help of climate change study. Similarly, this is for minimum temperature, where we can see in this October, November, December, this is the main agriculture period there, the temperature will increase and it will demand more water for agriculture purposes. Similarly, for wind speed, it will also increase. It is somewhere it is decreasing, somewhere it will increase. for relative humidity. Relative humidity will increase. These are the future projections we can make. Similarly, for sunshine hours will reduce. These are the projections from different GCMs. Evaporation, sometimes it will increase, sometimes it will decrease. These are the projections for rainfall. So you can see here, that is for Ambagad rain gauge stations. Here, rainfall is projected in both directions. Some projections said it will increase, some projections said it will decrease. But what is the overall picture? It will decrease. That rainfall will decrease and temperature will increase. So this is for another stations. It is Balod, it is for Bhanpura, and these are some conclusions that maximum and minimum temperatures, they will increase during both summer season as well as winter season. More sunshine hours means higher evaporation. Some portions, they face reduced rainfall, and due to that reduced rainfall, we have to develop some adaptation. So these type of that analysis we can do with statistical downscaling. So thank you very much for patient listening. So if somebody is having some suggestions and some query, then we can sort it out. We can address. So thank you, Darshan Mehtaji. Now,
Yes, sir. Now we have
anything
some
else?
we have some question answer session.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So one of the participant had asked that can you provide sample data for hands-on practice, or from where I can download the data for running the software?
Okay. So for this, I can definitely provide. But if you want, then I have that given one uh, that site address. This is, you can go on this site, sdsm.org.uk, software.html.
Sir, I already shared in the group.
Okay. So on this website, you can download software as well as data. So these NCEP rescaled data is there. Some GCM's data is also there. But what is required? You require observed data with you. If you want to downscale data for Surat or any other area in Gujarat or any other part of India, then at site data is required. Statistical downscaling is done for site, but for dynamic downscaling, we do not require these type of informations, but we require for that RCMs. We require RCM or RCM outputs. Any other?
What is GCM?
GCM is Global Circulation Models. So what I have told earlier, these are the how we can project. So for these projections of future climate, we are having some mathematical models. They are very big models. They run on large supercomputers, and they are nothing but they are sort of computational mathematical computation. In that, all these phases, mountain phase, land phase, ozone phase, and atmospheric phase. So all these, what is chemical, physical, and biological reactions are going place, they are taken care in these models. And with these models, they initially designed to run that current situation or current climate. So if they are working nicely with current climate, so we can give future greenhouse gas concentration also. So with that, we can determine that if our greenhouse gas concentration is changed from present to this, what will be the climate in future. So in that way, these global circulation models run it. So a lot of models are there. different organizations are working in that, and we can get data from IPCC website, where data center is there, from where you can download these data.
So one question is that
Yeah.
how to deal with uncertainties encountered while selecting a GCM or downscaling technique for a simulation of a particular study area.
Okay, so first I have told that that Wilcoxon test. So when we use this Wilcoxon test, so these tests, we can see that how our GCM's data for current period, they are going to give compatible results with our observed data. So when we developed, first we developed that we calibrate and validate our model with some statistical software. Then we use GCM's data for current period, like 2001 to 2014, and or 16 or 18. And with these GCMs, we projects that how they are matching with present climatic data. If they are matching and with that test, it means they are capable to project climates nicely. Otherwise, generally we use cumulative density function type of. With the help of that predicted, we use that CDF. So how well they are projections. Otherwise, uncertainty is very difficult. So for this, we use multiple GCMs, multiple projections. So when we use multiple GCMs and multiple projections, we can give a range, certain range, that our climates will change in this range, because we do not know what will happen. Because you can see now that nowadays from Chandigarh you can see Himalayas, how that atmosphere has clean. We cannot even think about it. So when these things have changed suddenly, or due to some of our efforts, we cannot say. So what when we can give to planners, we can give certain range, that our temperature, our maximum temperature in 2050 may change to 1 degree to 2 degrees, and in 1 degree change, this may be the solution, and if it changes 1.4 degree, this may be the solution. If we change to 2 degree, this may be the solution. So accordingly, policymakers can select suitable adaptation measures, and they can prepare. So if temperature rise to 50 degrees centigrade, what are the measures we have to? So in that way, uncertainty can be dealt. Otherwise, frankly speaking, uncertainty quantification is very uh, difficult task.
Any other softwares available related to climate change, climate data downloading or climate modeling?
Several RCMs are available. They are site specific and region specific. For that statistical downscaling, also we can do. We can use SDSM. Some other software also there. SDSM. I am not getting that name exactly. That is also SDSM, some GM and other thing. Otherwise, we can do with the help of ANN and other advanced soft computing skills. That can be done with the help of that also. People are working on that area also. But I have seen that SDSM is widely used. It is very handy. It can be used with very little efforts, and it gives rather more accurate results than other softwares.
So one of the PhD scholar had asked the question that she tried procedure, the same procedure which you explained, but for the rainfall data, conditional model is not working for the Surat city data. And
But you have
every time when the model every time when the model is calibrated or validated, it shows it giving some error, and every time the model is also getting fail.
so what you have to do, because I have already told in our presentation, my presentation, that modeling rainfall is relatively difficult. Climate, temperature, and all other variables, they are easily can be modeled. So what you have to do, you have to change that transformations. There are a lot of transformations, and you go for that fourth root transformation in SDSM. It generally gives good results. So one thing you do this, and another thing, for rainfall, you take out all these that output from calibration, and go for that monthly determination of monthly efficiency and monthly RMSE. Because what happens, for daily downscaling, for rainfall is very difficult. Once if you could not select proper predictors, that is another problem. So for rainfall, what you do, you determine that efficiency and all other goodness of fit measures on monthly basis. For monthly basis, they give definitely good results, and if they are in the range of 70% or 60 to 70%, it means it is good matching. Because for rainfall, these matchings are very relatively difficult. Otherwise, you can go for some other softwares or other procedure also. But first you go for that transformation change, and then go for seasonal uh, development of seasonal relationship. Don't go for that monthly relationship. So try these two things. Otherwise, please contact me. I will further suggest what can we do. So, any other? Hello.
Sir,
Yes, yes, yes.
can you please share any research paper of yours on climate change using statistical downscaling?
I am having 3, 4 papers. If you tell me, I will send you through mail. You
Okay,
can
okay.
circulate to all others. Otherwise, climate and climate change, water and climate change. If people search my name, they will get papers. They will get some papers how it can be useful for irrigation scheduling or irrigation modeling. They can go for Earth System Sciences journals. Otherwise, I will send you,
Okay,
so you
okay.
can circulate.
Sir, one more question is that
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
asks the predictant selection procedure to repeat. The procedure for predictant selection, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
one of the participant
Okay, okay, okay. So that is actually important aspect. That what you have to do first, you can do this with SDSM, or you can do outside also. We are having 26 predictors and one predictant. So what we do in first step, we determine correlation coefficients with all these 26 predictors with our predictant. So we get these 26 values. So out of these 26 values, first we select top 10 who is having highest correlations. Means with our predictants, they are highly correlated. So the topmost correlative, topmost predictant, which are having predictors which is having highest correlation coefficient, it is called super predictor. So it is our first predictor. So with the help of these uh, these 10 predictors, we have selected one. Now remaining nines. So we have one series of our predictant, one series of our predictors, and one series of any one of predicting. So with that, we determine first these correlation coefficient, and another is partial correlation coefficient for these 9. So you see this partial correlation coefficient in that any literature, you will get that it is the correlation coefficient. So when you that subtract predictant with predictors and predictant with your super predictor, so we can get two series and you will get partial correlation coefficient. So in literature, you will see that how that partial correlation coefficient can be computed. So for partial correlation coefficient, you will have three series. One your super predictors, second your predictant, and each time for remaining 9 predictors, you have to change one by one. So you will then you can determine 9%, 9 PR for each remaining predictors, and from that percentage reduction values, which predictors is having lowest PR value, that is called second super predictor. And similarly, we can determine third and fourth. So in that, because that it is some distance learning, if we are in a classroom, we can I can tell some in other words, and we can express with some tables and other. But if somebody is interested, my phone number is there, my email address is here, so they can contact me anytime, and I am ready to help them.
If PG student take a dissertation topic of changing in precipitation pattern due to climate change, study over only one
Okay.
district, then how many years data statistic they needed for dissertation? Is it good for dissertation?
Either you go for some PhD thesis or you are going for a dissertation. At least 30 years data you require.
30 years.
30 years data definitely required, because statistical, if you go for statistical downscaling, it depends on your data and the quality of data and length of data. So generally that NCP predictors, they are available from 1961 to 2003. So if you are having 1961 to 2003, it is very good. Otherwise, 1971 to 2003 is okay. 1981, but up to 81 to 2003, they are definitely required.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, all the questions are mostly covered.
Okay, okay,
So now we would have some feedback from the participants.
okay.
So I would like to call Leon Moreta
Yes, sir.
from Tanzania. Please share your feedback. Yes, Leon Oreta.
Hello.
Hi, yes. Hi, yes.
Yeah. Namaste. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste, namaste. Yes.
Yeah,
Namaste.
the presentation is correct and good. So, congratulations.
Please share your feedback. Yes, I would like to call Mr. Umang Vyas. Please share your feedback. Umang Vyas. Umang Vyas. Maybe some issues at their end. So I would like to call our institute faculty, Dr. Sahita Verma, madam, to share her feedback regarding today's webinar.
Hello.
Yes, madam. Yes, it is audible.
Yes, madam. Yes, it is audible. Okay. Thank you, Darshan. And thank you, Jaiswal sir, for explaining very nicely. Sir, it is a privilege to